Right, welcome to our weekly outlook. This is a moment in which we look at potential trade ideas for the week. This is the 14th day of February 2022, Valentine's Day, and let us look out for potential trade ideas. Right, so um, all right, so let us look. We start with the dollar index, right? Let me see if I can put up the dollar index to see the overall direction of the dollar index, right? Now, the dollar index kind of affects the market, right? It affects the whole move of the market and all of that, right? So let's look at the dollar index, see the direction of the dollar index to see if we have a bullish dollar or a bearish dollar, right? Then we can now look at GBUSD, G, right? Let's start with the weekly time frame, right? This is the weekly time frame now. From what I can see, why the dollar index loads up? Let's not waste any time. Okay, it's loading up. Why it loads up? Let us look at the weekly time frame, right? So looking at this, we can see that okay, we had our high, our low, our high. So we have had a bearish dollar. Sorry, a bearish GU, right? We have a bearish GU based on the weekly time frame and right. Let's look at the daily time frame to see what is going on. All right. So let's look at daily view because you can see from daily time frame, we also had a bearish structure, right? So you can see, let's bring out our brush. I need to look at for potential trade ideas for the week, right? I'll just look at those four and then maybe one crypto, and then we look at something else. And so you can see that this has been a kind of bearish market. Okay, has been a kind of bearish market, right? Has TXY come up? Let's see if GSY will come up. All right, this has been a kind of bearish market. So this is our last low. This is our last low, right? So you can see lower high, lower low, lower high, and then lower low. And we had a kind of period of structure on the daily time frame. Right, so D1 is actually bullish based on structure, right? So you can see the market has formed a low, formed a high, right? It's from the high. So okay, you can see that it's kind of formed a high. So this is a higher low now. This is a potential higher low. So we're setting the market to maybe buy to create a new high. So visual, maybe this should be our area of take profits, right? Based on the daily time frame, right? This is what we're looking at for market to eventually get to, because this is the last this is the next low form, right? Right. So let us see what the dollar index is saying. Then we can now conclude if it's a bullish market or a bearish market. Right? I don't know why that it's not coming up. Let me see. Maybe this is going to come up instead. Sometimes these tabs can be so this tab can be so annoying. Like you will put up something, it don't want to come up, and I don't know why that happens. Right. So we are seeing this, expecting the market to maybe buy into this zone and all of that. So let's go to the 4-hour. Right. This is how we dissolve this on the bigger time frame. Keep coming down and down and down to support a potential trade idea. Right. So looking at the 4-hour, 4-hour is also quite bullish. You can see the market was bearish here. Took out this last low. So you can see how this thing is all lining up, right? Based on 4-hour, we can see that this low was taken out, right? So we have a very bullish dollar. I mean, bullish and British pounds against the US dollar. So let me see if I can put up this on this other section. So you can put it here. Right, since this one doesn't want to come up. Right. So I had let's look at the 2-hour time frame to see if there's any potential trade idea on the 2-hour time frame, right? Okay. I'm seeing something on the 1 hour. Okay. I expect this market to buy all the way up, up. So we're just looking for potential trade ideas. We could take it now. Right. So you can see this. Okay. There's a kind of liquidity sweep at this point here. Right. So this all these lows were cleared. So all these lows were cleared. Right. All these lows were cleared by this candle. And we have some kind of I don't know, 1 hour break or something. So let's look at what happens when the market comes back, right? Markets may come back in this spot to give us maybe a buy or something of that sort. So what happens when the market comes into this area, right? If you're using 30 minutes to do this or 45 minutes, you know that there was a break of structure on this market, right? There was a break of structure. Right, so you can say, right, higher high, higher low, right? So higher high, higher low, get I kind of give it a quick sweep. And let's see what happens when the market gets into here, right? The market may give us a buy setup here and then travel all the way up, right? So I've been trying to wait for the dollar index to load up. This chart is giving me issues. So let's see. The chart load up, right? So let's go down, see what's happening. So I'm very interested to see what happens when the market comes in, right? Okay. How this what happens when the market gets into that area, right? Give me a moment. I have to check something. Right. So let's what happens when the market gets here, right? So I'm setting the market to maybe, where's my parabola to my polyline to? So market maybe gets into this point and then give us a buy maybe into this area, right? So that is based on the 30 minutes time frame because there's some kind of demand zone at that point, right? The lows have been cleared, has cleared all these liquid lows here now, giving us 30 minutes break of structure to the upside, right? So I expect the market to buy maybe from that area. So let's look at the 2 hour again to see what is going on. Right, we have a lot to do, right? We have a lot to do. The market has to get all the way. So I expect the market to buy from here, maybe somewhere around there, right? And I can see liquidity building up at this point here. Look at all this low, all this highs, all this places. So I expect the market to capture all this liquidity at this point here. So this should be what we should be looking at for the next take profit, right? And then I expect the market to buy all the way into this zone, right? So the market should buy all the way into this zone, right? So that is it for GU. I can look at I'm doing something about that. So this was not on GU. So I'll be copying this trade idea now and I'll be posting it in the Telegram channel. So if you want to have access to my Telegram channel, just hit the link in the description and you will have access to that, right? So that's the first trade idea we're having. Since we're having the bullish GU, so I said the market will buy all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, right? So I've copied this link now, I'm posting it in the Telegram section or Telegram channel or Telegram community, right? Okay, copied. So I've posted this now on the Telegram community. Posted. Right. Now the next trade idea, let's look at EU. Look at this was GU. Let's look at EU. Let's look at EU. Okay. But before I do that, let me see if I can get the dollar index now. I want to really see what the dollar index is doing before I can actually give or say one or two things I'm expecting, right? I don't know why the light index has been okay. I don't know what the light index is doing. Maybe see what the light index is doing. Right, okay, this is the dollar index. Okay, based on the dollar index, I can see that the market has kind of given a kind of, let's say, bullish structure. So dollar is kind of bullish. It's creating a series of higher highs and higher lows, right? What do I mean by this? So you can see that the market was kind of going downwards, like it was trending downwards, and look what happened. The market has kind of it's creating highs, higher highs and higher lows. So the markets may likely come into this area of interest, right? So overall, I expect the dollar to still buy a bit. I expect the dollar to buy a bit. Based on can see, right, look at this, look at the structure forming, right? So you can see based on the D1, I expect the dollar to go up a bit. So you can see our heights, sorry. So based on the D1 on the dollar index, we have our high here, right? We have our low, which are created a new high. So dollar should buy all the way, right? So for dollar to keep buying, we expect pairs that have dollar attached to them, right? Like the USD JPY to be bullish, that we expect the one that are against the dollar to be bearish, right? So let me just see what EU is doing before I confirm that. I would have wished that this market was actually forming on the two charts are also forming. I would have been very happy with the two charts are forming, right? All right. Based on what I can see here, kind of marked this up earlier. Okay, okay. G is quite bearish. So EU is quite bearish, right? For dollar to go up, I expect G to go down. So higher, higher, lower. Wow. This is beautiful. And I'm expecting EU to go down, right? We may be forced to neglect what we have on G. So we can see higher, lower, all of that. So I expect this market to be bearish, right? This EU now, higher, low, right? So kind of liquidity sweep. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame, right? So this is it. So the market to prepare to sell a bit, right? So, right, let's see what happens when the market gets into this zone, right? This area here. So this was a like area that took out stops and clear liquidity. So I expect the market to sell in from this zone, right? So the market will go and mitigate it. So I'm expecting on EU. So the market will, and then fall down, right? So I'm looking at this area of liquidity, I see something for me here at this point, right? So the market will come into this to capture this liquidity, right? So let's see what happens on EU. So the market will do this, come and clear this liquidity. Right, that is it. The expect of EU. Where this one, right? So expect this on EU. We're going to tap and mitigate this particular candle and then come to this low, right? So that's of EU, right? Since this correlates more with the charts, correlates more with the dollar index, right? So I've copied this and posting it in the Telegram channel as well. So if you want to have access to this, join my Telegram channel, right? Then you have access to this. So let's look at the GPY pairs and then we look at maybe one or two crypto and then we head over to synthetic indices, right? Let's look at the Japanese basket. Yen basket. Let's see what the yen basket is doing. All right. That's what the yen basket is doing. Right. So clicking on this. All right. So the yen basket. Okay. Based on what I can see, let's go to the weekly to see what the weekly is doing on the yen basket. Let's look at the weekly time frame on the yen basket. All right. Oh. Wow. Okay, the yen is kind of bearish. You can see market giving low, right? So this yen is kind of bearish on the weekly. Let's look at the daily time frame to see what's happening on D1. All right, so this is also good. It's kind of bearish as well. Lower, low. Then let's see what market is kind of increasing liquidity here. So the yen basket may actually go down more based on the daily time frame. It's quite bearish and all of that. So even on the 4 hour, I'm seeing a very bearish yen basket. Seeing a bearish yen basket. You can see the market has even tapped into this other block, right? So this market is likely going to go down a bit more. That's tapped into this other block, right? So the market is likely going to continue going down, right? Most likely. It's going to come down, 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 down. Right. So let's look on the yen basket. Market is going to come down, right? So let's look at the Japanese. This look at express. Right. So we have a bearish yen basket. We have a bearish yen basket. Right. Market is likely going to keep coming down. Right. So we're going to expect market to do this and then keep coming down. Right. So let's look at the pairs that have the yen attached to it. Right. Let's look at the pairs that have the yen attached to them. And then we can now make trade ideas based on that. Right. Let's look at that. Just copying everything at once so that we can do this things. Right. So okay. So let's look at the USDJPY. Right. USDJPY. Okay. So to be on Forex, not crypto. Right. Just few more pairs and call it a day. Just few more pairs and we call it a day. Right. So okay, let's check out USDJPY. Right. So having a bearish the yen. Okay. I'll have a bullish dollar. This market should beat, right? This market should buy, right? Okay, space market to buy. It's kind of bullish of the 4 hour high, low, and all of that. Okay, very clear liquidity, yes, indeed. So this is a kind of bullish market. So soon market will go up a bit. Let's check the 2 hour time frame for spot. Well, this is just clear liquidity. Just cleared liquidity. Why did it clear liquidity? There was an imbalance there. And this was expected in the market, right? So just cleared liquidity with this open or whatever. Look at also kind of gap in between, kind of imbalance, just feel the imbalance, right? But this was expected. I just feel this imbalance by giving this terrible week on the downside. So that's why it just came down. And I think it tapped into this other block by feeling imbalance. It didn't only feel imbalance, it tapped into this other block, right? Tapped into this other block. And that's why it's buying. So let us see if we can spot maybe buy setup on that. Okay, all right. I'm trying to see if I can get a trade idea on USDJPY. Okay, okay. Let's go to smaller time. Okay. Try to see if you can get an entry on this to ride this buy up by, okay? Low high, okay. Let's see. Let's see what happens if the market comes into is it low, okay. Let's see what's happening in the market. If the market can come back into this zone, I'll be looking to buy, right? But I don't know if the market is going to come back then, but I expect USDJPY to maybe tap here in 5 minutes and continue buy, right? So let's see what happens. The market comes in. If the market is able to tap into the zone, then we can see more buy. If not, let's look at the 1 hour to see if the 1 hour can give us something of interest. I don't know why. Okay. Let's see what happens. All right. All right. Let's stick to that 5 minutes chart. If nothing good comes out of that, then maybe the trade has left us. And this would have been the best place to buy here inside the zone. And you can see the market all the way up to this point here, right? That's the value USDJPY. There's nothing to copy. There's no SDJ. To rush to see what's not of interest. Let's back and come into this one because that will buy. If not, we have missed the trade idea. So look at GJ to see if GJ doesn't work. GJ is just looking like the EJ. All right, let's look at British pounds. All right, let's look at 4 hour. Layout. Okay. Wow. There's clear liquidity. Wow, this was beautiful. Clear into this particular candle. This is beautiful. This was liquidity sweep here. Okay. I see why the market has done this. was a very beautiful day. That was there was kind of a good sweep at this point here, and then the markets came into that zone. Right, activated yourself. So let's look at if we can find maybe buy idea to the trade, right? After after market into the zone, you should expect something like a reaccumulation or something. Right. All right. I don't know. Let's see. Yes. So this market to keep buy. This market to keep buy. This market to buy. Right. So this market to buy. Since the start there, so this market to buy all the. So you look at ideas and the ideas now push price up. Market to keep buying, to keep buying, to keep buying, to keep buying. Since that's starting until the market is going to buy up to this very high here. So market to keep buying up to this high. So it seems as though we have missed this trade. We have already missed this. But market has already tapped in, and if it's going to come back on, it isn't going to come back. But we have been 4 pairs. This one is since already playing out 5 pairs. It seems they're playing out high. Let's look at let's look at the Australian dollar against the US dollar. Right. Okay. I report bullish structure here. Right. This market is kind of bullish. It's actually bearish. High, low, and this area is not bullish. It's bearish. The USD is bullish. So since USD is bullish, I expect this place to be bearish, right? So this place to be going down, 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 down. Right. You can see that the market has cleared. So the market has cleared this. Look at this. All these highs have been cleared. Right. So I don't know if the markets can come, it will give us a buy into this area, right? We're looking at for a reconstruction or something like looking out for a redistribution or something of that sort inside this box. Right? But what I can see, I can find some kind of little imbalance here. There's an imbalance of pricing efficiency somewhere inside there, right? There's an inefficiency inside there. So let's see if the market is going to come into this zone, right? So there's a price inefficiency inside there. There's a price inefficiency there. So market may likely come to feel that imbalance here and give us a sell down all the way to this point. Right? So this one is expecting on the EUD USD. That's it for this week. Now we're going to buy maybe into this imbalance or something. But we have to wait for a break of structure in this area. Once the market enters this area, we want to see that break of structure, and then we can take price down, right? We can take price down. So in this phase now, so we need to get that still copy. Let's copy. This will be the last one. This next one I'm doing now will be the last one. The last one. Right. So some copying this should be the last. Let's look at what one crypto. And before I do that, our people, our enemy, we're doing a 50% discount, right? 50% discount on our course. It's not now known tomorrow, right? We'll end it today, 6th of February, but let's make it known tomorrow because kind of illegal. If you want to be part of program, send a DM with the link in the description, right? So you'll be paying for $60 for $30 instead of 60, right? Take that out. We are giving a 50 over time promo. It ends by noon tomorrow, right? It ends by noon tomorrow. Ends by noon tomorrow. Ends by noon on 15th February, right? On 15th February. On 15th February. It's 2022. So you're going to be paying $30 instead of 60. So you're paying $30 instead of 60, 50% off discount, right? 50% off. 50% off. Ends by noon tomorrow. So that is it. If you want to be part of the mentorship program, just send the join, hit my Telegram link, contact me and join, or his WhatsApp link and join, right? Anyhow you would prefer, right? So if you paying this $30 instead of 60, that's let's make this bigger so you can see it clearly. So part of the mentorship program, you want to avail this opportunity to be part of the program, right? We teach you how to trade, and we have had a lot of massive testimonies, right? So that is that. Right, so that is it. Let's look at the 4-hour Bitcoin, and then let's understand what's happening in this chart. Right, Bitcoin is quite bearish even on the 4-hour. Right, I've been expecting this for a long time. and it seems as though it's not going to play out. I expect Bitcoin buy and then processor, but it seems as it's not, right? So now using 2 hour time frame, I can see that Bitcoin has kind of given a break to the downside, right? So we can highlight this candle, right? So let's see what happens when market gets here. So when market gets here, market will most likely trade into this point and then give us our purpose, right? Sell all the way down, right? So that is it about Bitcoin. Spread this on Bitcoin, right? So that is it on Bitcoin, right? So I expect on Bitcoin, right? So that is it about Bitcoin. So I think that will be the end of our Forex analysis, right? Let me see if I can enter. So you can enter into synthetic indices, right? Synthetic indices. I'm putting this Telegram community. What is the market? Join the Telegram. So let me see if synthetic indices open up or if not, I do it in a different charts, right? So here's the daily time frame. This is volatility 75. Right, it's the one of the most traded pair on the financial markets. Right, this market is kind of getting bearish. It's getting quite bearish. It's getting bearish, like seriously bearish. Right, let's go to 4 hour time frame. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. So looking at this, based on the structure of this synthetic indices now, I will not make it very fast, snappy. So at our higher high, our higher low, higher high, you know, our higher low, and then our higher high. So you can see that this market kind of capture liquidity, right? Capture liquidity at this point, or the kind of liquidity capture at this point here. So this is a potential area for a sell. So when the market comes into this area, we're looking for what is sell opportunity, right? In this area. So for us to sell there, we have to buy, right? This is a more like a buy to sell scenario. So that's a potential area for redistribution. Right? We're looking at for a redistribution in this region here, right? A potential area for redistribution. I expect the market to, come on, give us this. So we have a potential area for redistribution, right? Potential area for redistribution, right? So we are saying what to. So for now, I'm seeing a kind of liquidity sweep at this point here. Ultimately, it's very snappy. On this video so long, so we are expecting market to tap here. So this market has almost come here. So let us see if we can grab buy setup here. Right, the market tap into this I think it's already tapping in already. So let it come properly into this box, this other block here. So we may have buy here, right? We have that buy, or we are possible. Then looking at this area. So if this area does not, then we'll be looking at this area. The two areas I'm looking at for a buy, right? Since I see imbalance is below, to be sure, these areas we'll be looking at for a buy into those who can sell, right? So they go for a buy to sell. So let's see if this one's going to any of the play out. So let's look at recommendation in any of these areas, right? So we want to see that lower time frame break or structure either here or here. So let's see what happens on this chart. So that is about V75. Right, so the market will buy from here or here into our sell point of interest. Right, let's see what happens there. Let's see what happens there. I've posted in the community, so if you want to be part, want to have, right? So let's look at the next thing, which is let's go to volatility 10. I just want to do just two. I don't want the video to be too long. I will still be posting more opportunities, but for this video's sake, I don't want it to be too long. So let's also look at volatility 10 and then look at one more. I will end it there, right? So looking at this chart, and see that the market has gotten bearish. We have a bearish structure now on this guy. Let me look at D1 first to see what's happening on D1. Let me look at D1 first. Wow. Okay. Let's just feel this imbalance. That's why I think it's kind of trading down. There was an imbalance there. I think price just filled this imbalance here, right? So let's look at the current structure now. Let's look at current structure. As the market has a lot of imbalance to be filled down. So we may be having a bearish week on volatility 10, right? We're having more likely a bearish week, right? A bearish week. So we now have a break of structure to the downside, right? So this is our area of interest, this area here, right? So we're setting the market to trade into this zone, like give us our seller trade. So that's what I'm setting on volatility 10. See how this one is very easy to analyze. Certain things are very easy to analyze, right? Very easy to analyze. So market to just tap into this box, tap here and then 4, right? 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So this is a potential area for redistribution. This area right here, right? So can mark this up properly. You can see that it kind of sweeps here, a little kind of sweep, kind of sweeps that a week before doing it. So market to tap into this box and then sell properly, right? So copy it up. Again, I want to ask how much time is given a 50% discount. So and this is running 15th by noon. So if you want to be part of this, just do it to hit the link in the description and be part of our mentorship offer, right? Right, so this one, which is let's talk volatility. Let's look at volatility. Let's look at step index instead. What step index is doing. I'll still post more trade ideas, but for this video's sake, let's look at just a few things so that the video won't be too long. It's already long. I've actually pushed in more than 30 minutes now. So let's look at the last 10 here. Right. So let's look at the daily time frame. Right. Let's look at the daily time frame. Okay. Right. This market is bearish on daily. This is a very bearish market. So I have a bearish daily. What's that? It cleared the previous low. So I have a bearish step index. Right. I have a bearish step index. Okay. Okay. I've seen something now. So this is it. It kind of cleared this losing. So I told the market to trade into this zone before giving us a proper. So this is a 4-hour time frame. It will take a while, but this is what I'm looking at. So we have to buy into this zone for a proper sell. So this is our potential area for redistribution. That's zone there. So we may likely have market buy all the way here. So the market to buy into that area, give us our potential area for redistribution. So if I see a buy setup all the way here, it's nice. Be buying that zone, right? So that zone, right? So let's go to 4 hours to see if you can see a buy setup that will help us, because we can just watch this market, just keep buying like that. Let's see if you can see something. Okay, wow, this is nice, this is nice, this is nice, this is nice. So the market can come here, we can buy. Yeah, can come here, we'll buy. There's a break on the 4 hours, so if you can have here, we'll buy. So let us mark this up. So let's see if you can have here, then we'll do into this one. Right, that is fair. Those are the two zones I'm looking at for this buy. Right, we're looking at all these two zones for a buy. Right, so I'm looking at okay. So that's the last one. If you want to be part of our mentorship program, it goes for just $30 instead of 60, running from now to tomorrow, which is the 15th day of February 2021. 22, sorry. So just hit the link in the description. So have a wonderful week. Don't forget to apply risk management. Like this channel, subscribe, and encourage us. When you subscribe, we are encouraged. So like this video if you enjoy it, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Cheers and God bless.